Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with a new episode of the Challenge USA Season 2. Of the Challenge USA Season 2. This is the episode right before the final. After this, we on to the last leg of the challenge. This episode
I
I
just
thought
want
was
to say,
what?
did I not tell you?
Yeah, you
Did I
did
not tell you?
say you did say what happened was gonna happen. And I was actually rooting against that. I don't know. I we'll talk about it, but I wanted
This episode was everything I wanted. This
yeah, this
episode,
episode was good.
I had a smile on my face the whole time.
This is a good episode. But yeah, so we're coming back from Cassidy eliminating Michelle. Cassidy has been in and out of the elimination and she has finally like I feel like she has earned her spot. Like if anybody has earned it, Cassie has earned it, Chris has earned it. They've been in there several times. So I was just like, I kind of don't want Cassidy and Chris to go in anymore. I want them to make the final.
Yeah. Same. I do like Cassidy. I do think she did a good job this season. However, the writing was on the wall to begin with. She
Yeah.
knew, the house knew she was never gonna catch a break. And it was unfortunate. But yeah. So basically after they come back, Josh and Fessy celebrate that they are in the top 10. Yeah, they're in the top 10. And Josh is so happy that, he is, this is the furthest he's come. He's the
Yeah.
first generation. And I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
pull it out. Pull the story out so we can just get
Fessy
to
says
it.
he wants it for him too. Fessy's like Josh should be in the final and everything. So
Yeah. And
they were
then
kind of
Josh also says one thing that I thought was very interesting. He was like, basically, he owe everything to Corey, Fessy, Bananas, and Tori. And I was just like, again, just tell us everything we need to know so we can go ahead and see you go home. Because the first 5 minutes, I was like, Josh is going home. But I already knew that last week too. So
yeah, it was
we do see a moment where Chanel states that she is suffering from imposter syndrome because basically she feels that she's not doing as good as she thought she was going to do. I also mentioned this, well, we also talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where she says she's good at all these things, but it's not translating into the challenge. So she does mention that people were calling her a flop on Reddit. And she just wanted to prove herself and kind of show that she belongs. And then we get to the challenge.
This challenge, like it looks impressive. Like this daily challenge, it looked like it was about to be something, but really it was simple. I don't want to do it. That's not kidding. I don't want to do it, but it looked impressive, like how high it was up in the. I think it was hot air balloons and the climbing the ladder. It looked really impressive, but like they were getting through it so quick.
Yeah, so like Michaela said, they had to climb this stairwell to Jesus, and like it was So basically, the elimination, not the elimination, the challenge,
the daily challenge.
The challenge, TJ lets them know that it's important to win because today is going to be a double elimination. This challenge is called Burst Your Bubble, where players will have to race up a 40-foot ladder to Jesus to a hot air balloon, and then one at a time they have to race across a narrow beam and just touch the other side of the hot air balloon, and then their time stops, and they will TJ lets them know that it's timed, and whoever is the fastest, the male and female, will be the winners and make it into the final. And kind of like you said, it was
I'm surprised they did something so simple. Like I thought like when they get up they have to do a puzzle inside the hot air balloon. Something I like it was kind of like for this to be the thing that gets you to the final, like whoever wins this challenge will automatically be in the final because this is the last daily challenge. I think it was too simple.
It should have been like either they have to not necessarily jump to another beam, but it should have been some type of back and forth. Like if you're gonna put them 40 feet in the air, like climb the ladder, it should have been like how they did Ride or Dies, where they had to like collect the puzzle pieces while they're going up the ladder and then kind of solve a puzzle at the top or something like that. So yeah, It should have been more.
I think all
But
the challenges this season are really easy for the challenge, like simple looking. You know what I mean? Like all the I'm trying to think. Well, not all of them, but this
they've
one
been
in
a little
particular, a couple
lackluster.
others. Yeah,
They've been lackluster.
yeah. I think
Um,
the most of the like the interesting things have happened at elimination.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, I don't want to say rigged because y'all know Michaela is my girl, but there was some type of disconnect between her going up there and then her crossing the beam.
Well,
Like
I think
you,
they just focus more that like small breakdown she had. They
yeah,
put us in there with her when it probably was only like the literal time we saw it. It was probably
yeah,
that exact run time. Those 5 seconds that we saw her breaking down, it was probably only 5 seconds when they wanted it, kind of made it seem like it was a few minutes. Because I was like, girl, get up. Get up.
yeah. But that's the thing, because even with that breakdown, even if it's 5 seconds, either like Johnny said, she's an anomaly and she like just really moved fast across that. But even with that breakdown, I still feel like I said, I don't mind a little, you have your moment and then we start you over. But I do feel like that kind of was a little questionable for me. But like I said,
It was not
I don't
questions for me.
cause
She did
like
so
cause
well
usually if they
on
have a
climbing up the
breakdown,
ladder
because
that she
even
had time to break down. So I
that's what I'm
didn't
saying. If she
what
had
was
time to
questionable
break
about
down,
it.
like that's why I kind of want them to show the times, because if it's the thing, if she had time to like have that breakdown and then like she really did like move faster, I'm all for it. But at the same time, I don't want it to be where she has a breakdown in the middle of the challenge, because you know how the fandom is sometimes. Then they'd be like, okay, she didn't really move faster. They kind of stopped her time and then let
They
her
would
have that.
not cheat for Michaela. I love Michaela and I want Michaela to win, but the challenge would definitely cheat for Tori if they go cheat for somebody. It would not have been Michaela. That was fair and square.
Yeah, like I said, I don't care either way it goes. If they cheated, they cheat. As long as it's Michaela. That's my girl. Like I said, that's my number one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean all of them were a little lackluster, all the heats. But in the end, Chris and Michaela, they win.
Yeah, Chris Michaela, that was the best outcome. I was like, yes, come on now.
Yes.
Chris and Michaela, because those are the
And
people that's
Fessy
gonna
had to
do.
eat that crow because Fessy was like, "Oh, Chris was faster than me on the balance beam, but I was faster than him in the ladder, so I know he don't win." And then when he won, he was like, "Well, he's not gonna beat me."
Yes, I was happy Chris won. Chris deserved it. So I'm glad he's in the final. I'm glad Michaela's in the final. Um, yeah, so let's go back to the house.
So we back at the house. Everyone is happy, and then basically Fessy pulls Josh to the side and was like, "We can't let Bananas go into this final. He's a 7-time champ." I hate that they
Yeah.
keep playing this card that Bananas, like, y'all been through this.
But
Like
it's,
this
yeah, it's
is
so annoying for like this is the end. And
yeah.
they're saying if Chris lets Johnny get to the final, like Chris should definitely like they're saying like Chris should definitely
Chris
put
said, "We'll hold that weight."
Yeah.
Like y'all all have the chance.
Yeah, they like Chris and Michaela should definitely put Johnny up for elimination. If they let him get by, you let him get by. So like
Twice. You were
how
in the
you gonna ask Chris to do something you wouldn't do? So you let him get by. If he make it through this, that's on you. Like you can't just like that's stupid if you let him get through. Yeah,
yeah.
it was stupid for you to do it.
Yeah. Also, I don't like the fact that they kind of you could tell they did this confessional after the elimination, because Fessy was in the confessional talking about, "Oh, we haven't seen a hall brawl, so we can expect one coming up." You don't know that. Like hall brawl's not in every season, but Prevo always showed it, so I really didn't care too much. But so he's giving Josh tips on how to, do the
I don't
hall
even know
brawl.
why he
Like,
did that. I was like, why are you giving him tips just in case you go, like just in case you go against him? I was like, why would you tell him that?
yeah.
But
So we get to Deliberation, and it was pretty much quick and steady. We see that Michaela had a deal with Tori that Cassidy would be the main vote, and wherever the cards lie as the house vote, that's just where it's going to be.
yeah,
And Michaela was like, I'm good with that. So Cassidy's the main vote for the females. And I don't think they really discussed too much
Chris
for the
just said
guys.
Chris was just like, Fessy had thrown him in several times, and so is Fessy. I mean, it was simple. It was like it's no sweat off. It's like it's nothing to throw in Fessy for him. Fessy has thrown him in several times. The last time he won, he did not put Fessy in. So you're welcome there. But now payback. And so it was nothing. And so when he put Fessy in, yeah, I don't think Michaela cares. But with Cassidy, I really wish she would have made a deal with the strong girls, or somehow would have got in, because Tori, and this is like how she's a vet. Tori has made these specific deals with people, and they have come back to really help her. And so yeah, she did good. And that was
I do want to talk about this deal later on once we get through nominations, because well, I'll just get to it then. But so basically, everyone knows, or everyone is assuming that it's going to be a physical elimination. So Bananas is having a conversation with Josh, where he's basically like, the only option is Corey. Like,
yeah, Corey is not in our core alliance. Yeah, we're working with Corey at the tail end, sure, but he is not part of our core.
Yeah.
And if somebody got to go, we gonna say Corey. I agree with what Bananas is saying.
Yeah. In this instance, Bananas was totally like everything that transpired and like Bananas' feelings. I was like, yeah, I agree.
It made sense. We are friends. Why would you say my name? This is somebody who is on the fringe of our alliance. He is not part of our alliance.
Yeah.
And so that's just common sense. And then
because granted, Josh and Corey are friends. However, in this game, you've been rocking with Bananas. That's been your number one. So even if you and Corey are friends, again, if me and you in the house, and I do have a friend, well, I mean, if Savon, me and you in the house, me and Savon went to school together, that's my number one. Like, even though me and you have a friendship, I would have to go with Savon and protect him. So if I had to throw a vote on you, like if I was Tori, like it's just
you trying to throw me in.
I'm just saying. Me and Savon got like 10 years.
Not you trying to throw me in.
But yeah, I would have to, go for the person that I'm rocking with in the game and outside of the game too, where you and Corey are just friends outside of the game. So yeah. So Josh made this promise that I would never say your name. I swear on my grandfather
in heaven. I was like, no, because literally when he said that, I was like, oh, okay, so it's for certain Bananas ain't going in. I was like, for certain he ain't saying Bananas now. He's his grandfather in heaven.
I will say, because the title of the episode was called "Reason for Treason" or something like that. After that moment, I thought it was going to be Bananas who betrayed Josh. But then that's the story.
I didn't think Bananas was going to do that. The way he'd been talking all season, I didn't think he was going to do that. Yeah. But I
just knew somebody was going to turn their back on somebody, and I thought that it wouldn't be Josh if he said it's his father and his grandfather won out. So
when they did the scene after that, where then we get from Fessy's perspective, Fessy's telling Josh to vote Corey because me and Corey, no, not Corey, sorry, don't vote Corey, vote Bananas because me and Corey are too evenly matched and I have a better chance of beating Bananas. And he's like, Corey's one of my boys. Yep. Johnny's one of my boys. So who looking out for who? You know what I mean? Like, you want me not to vote your boy, I'm not gonna vote my boy. Like, he had to play for himself. And playing for himself would have been putting Corey in, but I think he gave in to pressure from Fessy, which I kind of understand. Fessy is your best friend. Fessy, Johnny and him are cool. Johnny and him are friends, but I feel like he is like best friends, maybe even outside the game, best friends with Fessy. So I kind of understand, but I also think it was selfish of Fessy to ask Josh to make that tough decision.
But I feel like either way it goes, I don't really blame Fessy or Johnny. I really think the fault is Josh. I think he wanted to play. We know that Josh's main thing.
I mean, that's not the main fault for me, but
it's a social game. So you can't build all these friendships and want to protect everybody, and then when it comes down to you actually protecting people, you can't do it because you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Like
Yeah.
if you was gonna draw the line, if you was gonna be Bananas, you should have did Corey. If you was gonna be like Fessy, if Fessy's your best friend, your ride or die, you should have did Bananas. You can't have both of them as your number one and then be like, well, I'm just gonna vote myself in. What?
Yeah. Yeah. And I am with Bananas with so then they go to eliminate wait. I want to say this really quickly. Okay. Tori's deal with Corey and Bananas, I feel, is the downfall of it all, personally, because you really, really made a random fringe alliance. Like that, like, okay, fine. You said you'd protect him if you could. Well, you can't. That's the answer is like that. We've seen that before in the challenge. Oh, maybe that was Survivor. I don't remember. But I will protect you if I can, but I can't because the other option is Josh. You know what I mean? So she should have said, "I'm sorry, I can't." In the final, I'll throw something to you. You know, like we'll work it out in the final. I'll do something. You know, but right
But I
now,
feel like
not
in the
helping.
same breath, although that was a fringe deal, Tori wasn't in the same spot because she is a female, so it didn't
No, but I'm
matter.
saying she in the same spot in the sense of you in the same spot. Josh and Fessy, from what
Josh and
I
Bananas
see,
are part of your main
yeah, part of
alliance.
your thing. Again, Corey is an outside person,
Outlier, yeah.
specifically for her. Like we're going like this. Josh is your friend. Corey is probably your friend too. But like in this game, in this alliance, whatever, Corey is outside. So it's no way. It's no way you should say my name, Josh's name. And when she admits, Josh would never say her name. Josh would say his name before he would say her name. So she should not have did that. Like, yeah, you made a deal with them and I'll protect you if I can. I can't because Josh is the other person. You should understand that, Corey, because Josh is the other person. What would you expect to do? So I think the clear answer would be to say Corey's name. And if Corey, I mean, I don't understand how Corey could have a problem with that. We made a deal, yes, and we should have cashed in his favor last week. This is not the week to do it.
Yeah.
And so he was wrong for saying name.
Yeah, so after that, basically Josh starts booing. Like Josh
Johnny
does.
has no sympathy, and I'm with him. Johnny's like, "What you crying for?" And I was with him.
Well,
like
before that, well, Johnny was like, "What you crying for? The decision is easy." Then it comes to the votes. As soon as I saw that S at the end of the ball, I knew he voted for Bananas. And then he said in the stairwell, like he couldn't even keep a straight face. Like Josh does, like this is the second time Josh does this. So if I was Bananas, when he did it to Wes, I would have already had an eyebrow raised. But so Josh comes down after the vote. Everybody else votes really don't matter. We all kind of saw where it was going. But Josh comes down, looked Johnny in the face. Johnny knew he just wanted to hear Josh say it. He was like, "What, Josh? What?"
Yeah, he knew.
He's like, "You voted for me?" And he was like, "Yeah." And Bananas goes off, and he has every right to do so.
Yeah, he has every right to. He's like, "You swore on your dead grandfather in heaven." Like I would not even know what to do. And then when he goes into the room, he's crying to Tori. And Tori's like, it's okay. I voted for you. She threw that in there real quick. Like,
yeah, she's
like, I even voted for you, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm like, I'll be like, wait, what? Rewind it back. Still what?
I would have did the same thing instantly.
Because I was like, she just said it like that.
What'd you say? You voted for me.
He voted for me. Johnny has no sympathy, which is appropriate. So everything goes how it's supposed to go. We could with the hopper.
Yeah, I will say, just backtrack a little bit. When Bananas does come in the room after Tori is comforting Josh, he questions both of their logic because, again, Tori was like, I voted for Josh. And Josh was like, I voted for you. And Bananas is like, what's
wrong with y'all? Like, I agree. What is wrong? Bananas like crazy.
But Bananas said something that I wanted to touch on because he was like, back in my day, if I made a deal, that's what I would stick to.
Well, when you
granted,
that, I was
granted, like I said, Tori's deal is fringe, but in the same token, she did do what she said.
It's a deal. It's a conditional deal. No, I can't do something for you to detriment of my game and my people. Yes, I can. I will stick to my alliance. I'm sorry. I'll stick to what I said I'm going to do, and I will if I can. But I can't.
But I also think that's because Johnny is not Johnny, Josh, Corey, or Fessy is not Tori's number one. They would never be Tori's number one,
But in
which
this
is why I
game, they
feel like
were
also
her number
played.
one.
You said what?
In this game, they were.
But I'm saying they were her number ones in this game, but they weren't really her number ones. So she really doesn't owe any loyalty to them. You know what I mean? Like going back, if I was in a house with someone in the particular season, yeah, I might have a number one, but you're only my number one temporarily. Like my number one will always be whoever I always like. If Leroy come back in the house, if Josh was there, Josh will go down to number 3 if anything, and Leroy will go back to
you don't
Johnny's
know who
number
in the
1.
next game. So you're gonna betray me when I'm your number one in this game. But
it's not a betrayal. It's just
I consider it a betrayal. Tori should let that alliance. I don't. That was a conditional. If I could help you. But yeah.
We get to the elimination. We see that it's a hall brawl.
It's a weird hall brawl. It's a modified hall brawl.
You say what?
It's a modified hall brawl.
Yeah. So the only condition to this one is that they only do one tackle with pads. Once they make contact, they can get rid of the pads, go to the other side, and then solve a puzzle, and that's basically it.
They don't want to get people been breaking fingers and stuff in the hall brawl.
Yeah, and I think they knew they was like Fessy going in. Let's change just because he knows he's playing dirty. So I do want to say I wish they would have reset every time they got the questions wrong, because I feel like in this instance,
reset how, like the
they
hall
have
brawl?
to go back through the hall again.
Oh, okay.
Because look at what so basically Chanel and in alternative events, Josh is the one who goes into elimination, even though Bananas has like 5 balls on his name in the hopper. So Karma works is glorious magic, and Josh is going against Fessy, and Chanel is going against
that was Karma for real. So I mean, I wasn't even mad at it. I mean, I was hoping it would still pick Corey just because it's more impressive that way. I was hoping it would still pick Corey, but Josh going in, like Banana said, is Karma.
Yeah. Chanel and Cassidy both of these hall balls were pretty short and simple, honestly.
They were short, go straight through.
Cassidy, she already played a version of this on Survivor, so she was pretty confident.
Chanel already played.
Yeah, Chanel played a version of this, and plus we was getting this whole arc about Chanel wanting her to redeem herself, so we kind of saw the writing on the wall.
I will say, did they say, like, okay, when they once they made it through the hall brawl and they pulled the thing off the puzzle, I was like, where are the words to say what to do? Because like she was like, oh, I've seen this puzzle before, because I was like, what is this puzzle? Is it a maze? Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, I was looking for the words that said count how many squares. You know what I mean? It was nothing that said that. So I was like, how do they know what we supposed to do?
I think it was just one. I think because even I looked at it, it was like, okay, they gotta count up the squares. So
I literally was like, what are we supposed to do here?
Or they just didn't show it and set it off.
Yeah, they must have said it, because I was like, how would they know what to do? But Chanel, like you said, Chanel had already known that type of puzzle from Survivor, so she had the leg up. She still got it wrong a couple times, which did give Cassidy an end, but you know, in the end, Chanel got it, I think, on the 2nd or 3rd try.
Yeah. This is why I say that they should have restarted. So Josh and Fessy goes through the hall. Fessy doesn't even, after he gets to his board, he doesn't even really check it. He just goes back and forth.
Yeah, it needs to be some type of thing. I think they should have personally, I think they should have somebody there to change the puzzle every time they come up.
I don't think they should. That would have been too long.
That would have been funny. That means you actually got to work.
I don't think they should have changed the puzzle, but I feel like every time they should have did like how they've been doing everything else. If one makes a mistake, we start over, like with the Tyler and Monty thing. Once the one ball dropped, the whole thing collapsed. You got to start over from the beginning.
Like, puzzle.
Yeah,
they can't memorize
the puzzle. But they should have. If Josh went got it wrong, Fessy went got it wrong, then the hall brawl should have restarted. They had to go through the halls again, go back on the other side. That way they're going back and forth.
But even if they're doing that, if Fessy doing what he did, he still would have won. The way Fessy's approach was.
But at least it would have been more physical, where he would have had to be like, instead of
physical, but every time Josh went back, he was actually trying to count it. Fessy was not counting it. He was like, run 6, okay, run 7, okay, run 8, which is smart. If y'all not gonna do right, I'm gonna play the system, and this is the hands he was able to do it. So that's why I say it should be a new puzzle, because he didn't even do. He was literally just touching the puzzle, coming back, touching the puzzle, coming back, and I would have been like, what?
Just touching the base, just.
I mean, if that's the rules, I understand. It was fair and square, and that was the winning strategy because he won, and he literally kept coming back. Not 8, 9, 10. I'm like, okay.
And then TJ blew that horn, and like I said from the jump, from the beginning, Josh will never see a final. Josh will probably never win another elimination because he can't come in clutch. So,
I mean, I think this was a fair elimination, like, because the hall brawl was not even that big of a setback for anybody. It was just the way Fessy decided to play it. I still say this could all been avoided if Tori stuck with her alliance, but that's just me. But overall, I'm sticking with that. I believe that deal should not have stood, but that's just me. Overall,
we do have the final 8. Next week is a 2-day final. Yeah. I do believe that Michaela and Desi and Chris and Corey will be the winners of USA Season 2.
I'm rooting for Michaela. I don't care who the man winner is. Actually, I'm rooting for Johnny. No, actually, I'm rooting for Chris. But thank you for tuning in with us. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, and we will see you on our next video. Peace.